Check 1 2, check 1 2. It is cold out this mother. This used to be the pool that I used to swim at. It's no longer a pool. I don't know what it is. It's just a space where a pool used to be. Anyway, I don't know how long. I might even have to just post up somewhere because it's cold. My hands are doing what my hands do. I'm not a glove wearing person. But anyway, all right, let's get into it. Hope you guys are doing okay. Thank you for watching. You don't gotta watch the whole thing. I'm just talking about this and that. But usually I end with this, but I want to start with this. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you. Yeah, I hope things are going your way, and things that are not going your way, I hope you find meanings from them. Adversity makes us stronger. I believe that, although adversity sucks. All right, let's see. Last week I was talking about how my therapist was saying that I was letting, I think I was talking about my dad, so letting my dad have power over me. And it was annoying because she asked me to talk. Like, why do you keep talking about it? Seem whatever. You have your dad, because you asked me. So I came in this week and I'm like, well, last week, because she always says, what do we talk about? I'm like, well, last week you were saying I had, I was letting the things that my dad does have power over me, which isn't true. You asked. That's what I was talking about. It's like, I didn't ask. And I'm like, the fuck, you did it. But I didn't say that because I didn't write it down. And it's possible, but I think like 99.9%, the reason I was talking about my dad is because she not told, but it's like, that's what you do at a therapist. You talk about stuff. Anyway, yeah, it is really cold. I'm gonna be switching hands. We're gonna post up. This is my post up spot. I mean, it is sunny out here, but it's cold. That's where I shot my video last year. But yeah, hey, look, we got a thing to hold my book up. It looks, or to hold my phone. It looks like a book. I would take it home with me, but I got so many books. I just bought a new book. Let's see what it is. It is called Blackout. This is going to be what holds my phone up. I'm sorry, book. I don't know why they abandoned you. I hope you were read and loved. All right, this video was sponsored by Simon Scarewell Blackout. Go check it out. See, I'm giving him some love. All right, let's see if this works. All right, doesn't seem like it's gonna work. This book is too light. Wait, I got my my Stanley. Wow. All right, we can use the book to keep it from sliding to the side. Look at that, teamwork. All right, good. The sun is out. Once it pokes its head out, I think we'll be good. Anyway, all right, so I told her therapist that, you know, you brought it up last week about having things have power over you, and I'm like, that is not the case. So I was telling her, out of sight, out of mind. If you're not in my orbit, like if you are, what planet? Pluto? Neptune? I forget which one. But it takes like 100 years or something for it to orbit the sun. If you're not orbiting around me, out of sight, out of mind. Which it is what it is. And I'm Mr. Burn Bridges, so it wouldn't be too hard for me to burn a bridge so you could never get back into my orbit. I don't want to do that, but I'm always for it. And she's always like, you shouldn't burn bridges. Anyway, so, and as I said before, it's not my aim to go into that therapist or any therapist, because you pay for it and they're there to help you, right? So I'm not going in there with the aim to like fight her. So we moved on to school stuff. But then we circled back around towards the end about how reading books can help you navigate human connections, relationships. And she always says, oh no, it should be natural and organic. Which, yeah, it should be natural. You shouldn't really need a book on how to make friends or how to hang out with your coworkers and all that, because they don't teach us it. So to learn it is weird, in the sense that it's weird. It's weird that no one really does it or no one admits it. But as I mentioned, or I'm mentioning now, there's a book, how to make friends, how to win influence of friends. I don't know, Dale Carnegie. It's been reprinted in like 89 languages. It's been out since the Depression, and we had to read it in business school, but I read it prior to that. And I bought another copy like 6 months ago to show her. But if you go to the course, the corporate courses, it's like $2,000, $3,000, and they'll teach you how to smile and how to interact with people. Here comes the sun. But I don't got $3,000. And then there's other courses, sales courses, how to sell people shit. So my theory, my working theory is you can use any of these courses for any other thing. So if you take the sales course, then you'll be able to sell education, sell cigarettes, sell religion, sell whatever. Same skill set. Some people are born with that natural ability to sell salt to slugs. Other people abhor. I think it's the right word. I don't think I'm saying it correctly. Most people resist, or they shrink away from selling. That's me. I didn't come from a household of $10 get you $10, $10 over here, $3 over there, $3. We weren't that family. Not our family. So when I was a paper boy, I hated going to the houses that didn't have the money. Oh, come back, Johnny. I'm talking about myself. So come back, Matthew. And you come back and they're not there. And you come back and they're like racking it up. I'm like 12. What's this grown folk not paying me on time? Couldn't do it. Then I had another job where I was getting people to subscribe to our local newspaper. Had to knock on doors. And then I had jobs when I was in college where I was asking alumni for money. All these things could not do. And then it's like, now I'm making CDs. It wasn't my hey man, you want to buy him a CD? I don't even want to bring it up. I want you to So a lifetime of I'm not a great seller. When it came to the YouTube stuff, I didn't go out there. I made business cards. I did do that, but I never gave them out. And if I was in conversations, I would say, and I do YouTube on video. Oh, I got that backwards. I'm gonna keep it. I do YouTube on video. So I say all that to say it's a skill I didn't have, so I had to learn it. I started digging into the books, and I'm like, wow, okay. If you ask someone 10 times, they're going to say yes. They're more likely to say yes. You turn them no's into yeses. If you have a format, if you have a script, blah, 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 blah. And I tried it, and it works. And then those same books will go into, selling as a people thing. People got to like you, and you got to make yourself interesting, da-da-da-da-da. And I would try things, and look at their work. Doing a 2-for-1 sale, it's $4.99 versus $5. Very smart people, or people who have a lot of times on their hand, have figured it out and they wrote it in a book, or you could take a class or whatever. So I would be saying this to my therapist, and she says, "Oh, I don't think it works all the time." That's what we ended with, and I didn't say it works all the time. It doesn't work for everybody. I do like watermelons and I do eat chicken, but if someone's like, "Oh, black people," I'm like, I'm good. I'll have beef and cantaloupe. Nope. Beef and cantaloupe. Just won't let them have it. So that's one thing, people, if they know they're being targeted, will go the opposite direction, even though they know, well, if nobody was around, this would have been my thing. And then some people are, just contrarian. They just, again, I don't know why I'm pulling out all these words. I know they are the words I'm using. They go against, they contrast whatever the situation is. So if everyone is doing A, they're on B. And that's kind of me too. That's just who I was, and that's who I am. it is what it is, right? But so she's just like saying, I don't think it's this, and I'm like, so then I'm like, I'm hitting a wall here because I don't have the insight outside of books I've read and the thoughts I've thought. But the Super Bowl's coming up. What's next week? This week? I don't know. I don't follow Super Bowl shit. But those commercials over the years, they've been going up. 1 million, 2 million, 3 million. I don't even know how high they're going, but people pay a lot of money for that 10, 13, 15, 30-second slot. And if it isn't Super Bowl, they pay a lot of money to be in between favorite TV show, Friends, Sex and the City. And if it's not that, they pay a lot of money for celebrities to wear, endorse, or say. People pay a lot of money to endorse presidents. People pay a lot of money to have their names on buildings. Now, I believe it's because if certain groups of people see that Tony Hawk is talking about diabetes, I think he's doing the diabetes commercials, or some old people, but his age would reflect, he's my age more or less, well, I think he's older than me, but like Method Man, 50 Cent, all those people, I grew up with them, and now they're doing like, so if you want better life, Ice-T doing the car commercial, Vivian Fox. Yeah, they look like me. They're talking something that could be relevant. I'm more likely to buy the product. And they know this, and they get paid. So her assertion, wow, this is one of those days. Her assertion? Her statement, therapist, saying that, well, everyone's unique. And no, yeah, everyone is unique. I don't discount that. I am me. I don't believe there's another me at this point in time in a different place doing exactly this. But I do believe there's someone similar. And I could prove this if I were just to type in YouTube black people Japan. I would find other random black people doing this. More or less, different types, different stories. Or what's interesting, they're doing exactly, like I saw one guy, I don't know him because I'm not going to follow someone saying what I say, but he was telling the stories of being a teacher. But it was updated. Like, it's, the path has already been laid by everyone else who's done it, written books about it. So, and then the technology, he had the lights and all that, so it was more engaging, We're back in my day. So we left on that note, therapist, that not all people can be persuaded. And I already know, well, I feel, because I had this conversation, no one wants to be hoodwinked. No one wants to believe that they are easily sold to. They want to have their autonomy. Like I of course I'm like that too, but I noticed that if I'm like buying, like I said, I always buy sample packs, and when they send me the emails, because I'm on the mailing list, and it'll be like, we got a sale, you got 3 days to buy it, it's gonna go back to the price of. And I used to run out and buy it. When I was in Japan, I would because I had bank account, my check would go into, or my salary go into this account, but then I had this other account. And it's Japan, so I didn't have an easy way to transfer from bank to bank, because all I'm like Japanese, So I remember waking up like, sale! I got 1 hour before it's over, and I would run out at like 3 a.m. And I'd run down to the store and take the money out and put it into this one. And then as I'm walking back, boom, and I'd buy it. And I tell you, to this day, I've never even used it. In fact, I had so many sample packs that was taking up so much space that I had to take those samples and put them on another hard drive. So I know I'm susceptible to this. So I speak from experience. Christmas gets people, like when I go through when I'm like coming home for Christmas, I always I ain't buying nobody nothing. They get my presents. But then I walk through the airport, and then I pass all the gift shops, and it's just like, well, and next thing you know, I got a whole bunch of little doodads and shit for people who didn't even, they didn't give me shit. Every year I come home and buy people stuff, just little things. And they're like, oh, thanks. Like, where's my gift, motherfucker? But it's about the spirit of giving, not receiving, right? But yeah, every time, the only way I could like sabotage myself is not have any money. Then I can't buy shit. So I would do that. But yeah. So that was the end of our conversation. So we're gonna pick up on that. I might do a little research because again, I'm not in a room. So I posed a question. You mean to tell me there's executives in some room about to spend tens of millions of dollars, billions, Coca-Cola, McDonald's, for brand management and what have you? And they're just like, I don't know if this is going to work because everyone's unique and we're like they're just closing their eyes and they have a board with different ideas on it, and it's like, all right, ready, go, boom, and that's where they throw their billions of dollars. I mean, sometimes it seems that way, but I would believe there's more in it, like the strategicness of shit. I mean, when the East Coast, West Coast thing was going on, it was reported that the magazines did well reporting the beef. They didn't want them to get together. When Nas and Jay-Z were going back and forth, it was doing great for numbers of selling shit. For them to be all buddy-buddy. You know, divide and conquer. It is a strategy. My ex-girlfriend, she read the book. I didn't read it, but she was like saying, when countries would conquer other countries, Africa, they would draw lines to make the people who were once neighbors and friendly turn into enemies, because they drew a line like, this is your side, this is your side, and this side has the water and this side has the crops, or doesn't have the crops, or it's on the wrong side or whatever, and it turned those people like Hotel Rwanda, shit like that. And it was deliberate. Last night, for whatever the hell reason, I found this thing about the slave trade and how evil it was. And I mean, we already know it was evil. But it was just like the shit that they did to people to fuck them up mentally. Because physically, you could beat someone and that's one thing, you know. The fear of being beat. But they must have upgraded, like, you know what? It's not working. So then they did the psychological beating, you know, like snatching babies from the moms, raping men in front of other men. They didn't say it in that video, but just shit like that. How tough can you be if some little old slave guy, little redneck guy, come over here, and he's like doing you, and or makes you like, it would take away that fire, or maybe you, or cutting off your foot, and then you can't run away. That is what it is, but it's not an ending. It doesn't end there, because now this is back then. So you're gonna get diseases. It's gonna be, because there's no, like, they weren't medically doing shit right. So it could get infected. They still expect you to work, or they babbled people. I teach Catholic school, and we just had this, but babbled people. So if this tribe A and this tribe B and this tribe C are all, you know, take, and if they kept tribe A with all the A people, then they'd be like, you know what, man, fuck this, let's kill these motherfuckers. And then tribe B is saying thing. But then if they mix up the tribes, and it's like, I don't know what you're saying, what the fuck you met, and so then they can't organize. It took away the ability to their past. So if they were once a great warrior nation, they stripped it away. They would not let them. So then when the newer generation comes up, like, we always were slaves and we always will be slaves. But then granddad is just like, no, but he's afraid to speak because maybe they cut out his tongue. And now other people like, you know, I don't want my tongue cutting out. So on and on and on and on. Like, the human mind or the human spirit is pretty evil, backwards, corrupt, dangerous. So and again, I wasn't there, but I believe those tactics, maybe they're not taught and they're not published, and I mean, they are published now. People are doing the research, or you could extrapolate the information from what they did and apply it to now. There's an argument that social media, not my social media, but social media is like rotting the brains of people because misinformation, planning, like some of it's fake, you know, like some people, now it's getting warm. You can see the sun coming out. Shake my head. See the sun's coming out. But, I mean, my channel's always been about truth, and love, and peace. I don't know about always. Was I ever? I mean, I'm human. There may have been times when I was, actually, I guess the most I ever done on my social media, well, there's a couple things, but one was I was living in Japan, as you already know, or if you're new to this, I was in Japan, and the massage ladies would always accost us when we would come across them in the Roppongi, Shibuya. And it was funny, you know? You want a massage? Sucky, sucky? They never said sucky, sucky, but massage, and they did say blowjob. They said blowjob? Every time. And, you know, I was young and dumb. I wasn't young and dumb, but I felt if they're going to, because I actually had a camera, old school camera, not a phone, a camera, little digital cam thingy. And she cut, massage, and I'm like, I'm trying to do my video. And she's like, da-da-da-da. So I'm asking her stupid questions. And then I did it again when I had a wireless mic and I subtitled everything. How much for this and how much for that? And I posted and it got all types of views. That would have been my thing. But the girlfriend at the time, she's like, that's not nice. I don't like that. I'm like, what do you mean you don't like it? So she kind of compelled me to stop that nonsense. So I did. Because that would have been a whole different channel. So yeah. But in general, I try not to do that. I mean, one time someone said, all Japanese women are beautiful. I'm like, the fuck? Not this. Who's all? Every culture, every religion, race, not religion, but any race of folks, there's beautiful people and there's not so beautiful people. Yeah, beauty is skin deep, blah, blah, blah. But we're not all the same. I mean, we all shit and piss and bleed and all that. But beauty is, there's certain markers of beauty. I don't think I'm handsome. Well, I think if I, well, this is just me. I think if I had money, then I'd be like that kind of nice suit walking around. Oh, but I dress like a homeless person. And I'm all hunched over and incognito. That's just me. But yesterday, we'll jump. Yesterday, I was wearing my blue suit because at our school is Catholic Week. I think Catholic Week is everywhere. I guess, I don't know. But our school had Catholic Week, and yesterday was red, white, and blue. And I don't own any red, white, and blue. I don't wear blue jeans to work. But I do have a blue suit. So I put on the blue suit, I had a white shirt, and I wore my red hat, which red hats, Trump fucked up red hats for the rest of us. Anytime you wear a red hat, the first thing's like one of my students, because I was wearing it in class, she's like, you look like a Republican. The fuck I don't, but I do, because that's what they wear, they're stupid ass red hats. Unfortunately, red hats have been in existence before Trump put it on and make he should have did pink. But he did red. Because my red hat, it has, again, back to the story, when I came home, I would always buy gifts. So I was coming home from Japan, and I saw a gift. It was Ichiban. And the guy was like, it means number one. And I said, can I get it? No, I said, I want to get a gift for my mom and dad. And he's like, how about this one, Ichiban? I was like, what's that mean? He's like, number one. Okay, number one. So I got my dad a black Ichiban hat, and I got my mom a red Ichiban hat. And when I came home at like 1 o'clock a.m., we were talking until like 3:30. I was just telling her about all the stuff, and I was showing them pictures. Like, I was on the train one day, and there was this bug crawling up this lady's arm, and I was like, oh, so nasty. It was like gonna crawl up into her, like she was gonna get Spider-Man, maybe get some radioactive powers, I don't know. But can I say, excuse me? Like, should I? My parents were laughing about that, and I was showing them. It was like one of the best moments. So after my mom passed, and I was, cleaning up her room, whatever, I found the hat just there. I don't think she ever wore it. I don't recall my mom wearing hats. Anyway, my dad, he still wears his. And this was like 8 years ago, 10 years ago. So that hat's all like on its last leg. It is, but he still wears it. Because my dad, until it like disintegrates, he's going to keep wearing it. But I was wearing that hat, and she's like, "You look like a Republican." Like, but yeah. All right, let me. So Japan, and the video, and a dress. Yeah, going to dress. So I dressed like a bum, but when I guess it was, I don't think I'm handsome unless I look like money, if I had money. When I'm in my blue suits, then I look, so it's, what you wear. So yesterday I'm in the suit, and my students, cause I walked into the gym, cause that's where assembly was, and they're like, "Oh, Mr. Bailey," and they're just like looking at me like, oh, cause again, I always dress in this like, I dress like I'm ready to roll around the dirt or something. But then my student's like, "Why are you in a suit?" And then I looked over and I saw one kid, he made eye contact. He was like looking at me the whole time. And I look over and I gave him, what's his name? The Liard, what is it? It's, all right, I'm gonna talk it like we're playing charades now. All right, it's the movie where Leonardo DiCaprio is, he's always a wealthy guy. That's his character most of the time. But Gatsby. I just lost it for playing charades that way. But the Great Gatsby, I think it's that one. At the end where he does the nod, but he doesn't nod a lot of times. So he looks over at me, my student, and I'm looking over at him, and I have my hand in my pocket because I'm just chilling. I have my hand rested on the thing. I'm just chilling, and I look over. He's looking at me, and I'm like, he smiles. But that's not my normal decorum, attire. But when I went to get a bagel, Egg McMuffin, a muffin from Dunkin' Donuts, the lady was all like different. Like, "Oh, he's so important." So perception can be orchestrated with enough money. Industry plants is what they call them. But yeah. Anyway, so that's what I talked about with the therapist, and next week we'll dig into that. But anyway, back to the school. We started with the end, the Catholic week. But let me jump to the beginning of that week, Monday. On Sunday, I went to school to decorate for Catholic week, and I put up lights all up and down the hallway, and I kind of overshot because it was decorate a bulletin board, but I did the whole hallway. I even did the steps leading up to our hallway. But at the end, she took a picture of the bulletin board, not the hallway. So when everyone voted, they only seen the bulletin board. And we had two different themes. Anyway, it is what that is. So, but I had lights all up and down the hallway. And then on Monday morning, when the kids came in, they're like, "Oh, it looks like Disney. Oh, so magical. Oh, why is there lights here?" Kids are different. But just that, I'm just, hearing it. And that's what I did it for them to come in there. And, our school is old and it's what it is. But just that little magical moment for them. That's what it was for. So throughout the week, other kids are coming through, and one kid, he's like, "How much did that cost you?" It looks like I spent a lot of money. But, you got to shop smart. And then the teachers came down, and they're like, "Oh, this is beautiful. You should leave it up all year round," because the hallways are scary, man. It's just, I usually come in early or stay late, and when the lights go out, it is scary looking. I don't even want to be in there. But with the lights, it looks warm and inviting and all that. So jump back to Friday, we had the contest, and they're like, "And the winner is 7th and 8th grade." And then they're like, "Yay!" And then my kid's like, "Mr. Bailey, our hall was better. It was warm. It was inviting. And then the 7th graders are behind us and like, yeah, but this one had this. And they're like fighting. But, you know, there was no prize to be won. Just, won. So later I walked over to the 7th and 8th grade. I'm like, congratulations. They're like, yeah, because they didn't expect to win because they didn't do anything in their hallway. They just put like a little whatever. And they're like, yeah, you got to keep it all up there. You got to keep it up there year round. I'm like, sure. It took me a while. I hooked it. I used paper clips and I hooked it all the way down and I had to staple it all the way. It took a good, I would say 5 hours to get it there So I'm in no rush to take it down, and the kids didn't touch it. So I was worried they're going to be like doing stupid shit. But anyway, back to the week again. On Monday, one of my students was being all like fresh. And I was trying to talk to him and he's just being fresh. The next day, he continued to be fresh. And I never know. Kids, kids are kids. They do what kids do. 11-year-olds. And he's just being fresh. And I don't got time for no freshness because I'm chill. I'm not like Joey from Friends chill or Joey from Full House chill or Joey from, I can't think of any other Joeys. But I'm not that chill. I'm more, I don't know, just like rattlesnake chill. Rattlesnakes don't attack animals. Not that I attack children, but you get what I mean. I'm chilling. Listen, I know you're over there watching YouTube videos and you shouldn't be. But as long as your volume is down, I'm going to chill over here. And when you do get in trouble, I'm going to say, I didn't know. It's going to be 100% you. That's the kind of chill I am. So, but he's like, this kid is just being all, like, So I'm like, listen, man, could you calm down? He's like, ah! Like, can you calm down? He's just, which, that's normal, the normal back and forth. But now, he said this, and we're jumping back to Friday, but he's like, one of the contests we had for Catholic Week is the class that brings the most money gets to slime their teacher. And he says, I'm going to bring in so much money. I'm going to bring in $200 tomorrow, and I'm going to slime you. Well, he didn't say my name. Say my name. He didn't. He just, I'm going to bring in $200, and he's going to get slimed, and I hope it gets in his ears, and I hope it gets, and I'm kind of hurt. Like, I take this to the level of, I hope it gets hit by a car. I hope a bird poops on him. And I'm not doing anything. It's calm down, and he's like taking it personal, and I'm like, ooh. So he's going on and on and on and on and on and on and on. So then I give him a demerit paper. That's what we have now. Take this home and have your mom sign it. He draws all over all these little angry, animated looking things. It's all crumpled up. And now the rest of the class, they're looking at me to see what's going to happen. Is he going to get away with this? And I want to be fair, and I want to keep my composure because he's 11, I'm 43, 42 in a couple of months, but 43 coming up. So it's not, and I know I'm an adult, he's a kid, and da-da-da-da-da-da, but no, I don't know what is wrong with him, whatever, but I need to figure out how to diffuse this in a way that can keep us moving forward, because this guy, he shuts down, starts to just. So, I tell him, you know what? Well, I don't tell him. I get on the phone because I have his mom's email, and I tell him, your son's being disrespectful. It's like, can we have a meeting on Friday? Yesterday, and I'm like, great. And he's like, oh, he's gonna tell your mom. I'm like, go ahead, tell him. He's the worst teacher. You know who the best teacher is? And he mentions another teacher, 8th grade teacher. And again, this is like, what? What? Like the amount of what I do for these kids, and so I'm like, So I go home and I'm just trying not to think about it because as the therapist, not let it have power. But how can I not have this have power over me when it is relevant. What Trump's doing and whatever he's doing, no power. What happens on Jerry, no power. What happens on football games, no power. I don't care. But this is my student in my class, and I need to figure, of course it's going to have power. Nah, I tried my best, and I did my things and whatever. I go to bed, I wake up, and I'm just like, hoping when I get to class, it will be, I don't know what to expect. So I get in class, he comes in, he's like, good morning, Mr. Bailey. Well, I say good morning first. I learned that from my mom. You don't go to bed mad. And I would ignore her in the morning if we got into something. And I just ignore her. She's like, listen, you may be mad, but you don't ignore me. I'm your mom. So I'm like, yeah. So I said, good morning. He's like, good morning. And then the kids were like, did you get in trouble? I was like, yeah, I got grounded. And I was like, so I was worried that the mom was not going to do anything. That's my thing. Parents nowadays, different. They be, they're different. But he's like, I got this. And then the rest of the day, when he would start to get it, I like, can you calm down? He's like, I'm sorry. And I was like, all right. And then he didn't get recess for all week. And I was just like, hey, you're doing much better. He's like, yeah, thank you. And yeah, there you go. But so that was Tuesday. And then Wednesday comes along. And then on Wednesday, I go down to the lunchroom to eat. And the one teacher, I said, the water fountain is broken. He's like, I don't care. The 7th and 8th grader like yelling, we don't care. Go to the. I was like, I already made a slip for the janitors. They're like, it's not you. But one of the kids, so their class raised $20. And then one kid brought $100 for the Slimer teacher. One kid. So now it's at 120. She's in the lead to get slimed. And she's so upset about this. As anyone would be. It's different if everyone brings in money. But it was like 20. And then boom, 100. Like that's just. So. And the kid that brought it, like. Anyway. So. She's just like, I don't want to get slimed. Or. Because she has the 8th graders. And the 8th graders are going to like. Make it very uncomfortable to be slimed. Like, blast them and throw it or whatever the hell it may be. So, my class, they haven't raised any money. So then the next day, I put on the board, I didn't ask for money, but I told him yesterday, you got to bring your money and whatever. So, one kid, the boy who said he wants to slime me, I was expecting him to bring like $200. But he brings in $12. It was wet. I don't know why it was wet. It wasn't raining. He just had 12 wet dollars. All right. And then the next group, they bring in $31. And then one person brings in 9. So we're at 50 something. And there we go. So then I said, all right, we got $51. And I take out my wallet. And they're like, I'm going to donate money. It's going to do $1. I was like, here's 20. So now we're up to 70. And then one girl, she's like, can I donate 20? So now we're up to 90. And then one girl, she came in and she's like, can I donate? So then she pulls out another 20. And then another girl, she's coming from outside and she just has her wallet. And she's like, I got my wallet. And she had $40. But then she's like, I'll just do 20. So now we're at 130 or something. So then they're like, can we go to the locker? So now they're running to the locker and they're coming back with change. And then $2, $1, 18 cents. So our total was $138.88. And so now I'm like, ugh. But it's strategic. So when the kids are like, we got 138, who gave? And they're like, she gave, he gave, and Mr. Bailey gave 20. Like, oh. My theme for our class is we're a team. I mean, I'm the one who would get slimed. So, but we're still a team. I'm supporting the class regardless of the outcome. So then I sent my money over, and that night, or right when I was leaving the the engage. I don't know what the person who's in charge of these activities. She calls like, who donated? I'm like, Sally, Susie, John, Tom, and I gave 20. Like, oh, you want to get slimed? Like, I don't want to get slimed. Just want to be part of the team, you know? And she's like, well, you guys beat fourth place by 88 cents. So I kind of knew that I wasn't getting slimed because I'm third place, apparently. So the next day I came in with the suit with the idea that I'm not getting slimed anyway. And like, what happens if you get slimed? I'm not getting slimed. I did shave my hair and, you know, whatever. If it's going to be on camera, whatever. But, so then the event goes and the third grade teacher, she was number 1. First grade teacher was number 2, and sixth grade teacher was number 3. And we won a pizza party. But and we were raising money for a soup kitchen. They had to relocate and they needed help to do that. And they serve like 300 people a week or some shit. So good causes all around. But yeah, so the slime part. So it worked this way. The first teacher was getting slimed, the second teacher was getting silly string, and the third teacher, me, nothing. I said, you know what? You could silly string me because my kids would, but apparently those little bottles, they're not so much string in them. So they only had enough for one class. I'm like, fine, whatever. So first they do the silly string, and they're little first graders, so they can't even push a little button down. And they're just shooting it at her chest. They're spraying on her chest. That's the... One got her in her face. And I'm like... So then the slime comes up, and they had like a hazmat, or not a hazmat, but like a whole white suit. But the teacher, she's kind of full-figured, so she couldn't fit in said suit. So they gave her garbage bags, and they put garbage bags around her, and she stands in the pool, and they had this like goop. It's not like Nickelodeon slime, like that texture. It, like I can't, the viscosity of it. It looked like water because the kids were all on the bleacher, and the kids like, oh, that's just colored water, but it jiggled like Jello. But it, so she had like a syringe thingy where you could suck it up, and then the kids would push it. So the kids, they get her in the chest, and then my kids like shoot her in the face. But these are little kids, so they don't got the aim. But then the taller ones, they're like boom, and it was like pop. And there's 24 kids, so pop, pop. And then at one point she takes off the glasses, and it's just like, and every time it happened, the kids would cheer, yay! And I'm looking at the teachers, and it's just like, what the fuck is this? Yeah, good cause, but can't we like throw flower petals at them, or like, that's disgusting. Like it's disrespectful. It's like it's. I have no words for it. I'll sabotage next year. I'll just drop a $50 in some other class. Like, yeah, I'm just randomly donating, because that is just. Hopefully they stop that shit. But yeah. And then prior to that, the other teachers who weren't first, second, and third had to like dig inside some random. So one was Jello, one was Skittles, one was cat food. But no one knows, they're blindfolded, so they're digging in some random shit. They pull out a ticket. But to get the order, you had to pop a balloon and then run over here. So first, second, third, fourth. And the last person has to dig in the nastiest thing. So the teachers, one teacher, like they have a balloon and she's like wrestling him. Like there was a tug of war, like, you ain't getting this, bitch. Fuck you, bitch. They didn't say those words, but so she just, rah. And it was all females. There's one male teacher, but and I couldn't do it because I was up there. So one teacher, she slipped or whatever, and she falls on the floor, and she's like rolling around. She's, I think she's like 70 or 69 or something. She's older. So at first I thought she's just like, hamming it up, like falling and rolling. But I know her face because, she's not like, she was making the face I would make if I fell and it wasn't funny. So then she's just kind of like flustered or whatever. All the teachers start coming over to her, and she's just like, no. And then she had to put her hands inside like the thing that looked like shit, and she didn't want to do it because maybe it smelled. I wasn't down there, and she just like, yeah. So I sent her an email like last night, just like, yeah, I saw you fell. Are you okay? Because it looked like a bad fall. And she just, I'm okay. I wasn't hurt. It was just embarrassing. And I know it's like, even though I was in a suit and I'm not doing anything, I don't know. I don't like that. I don't like that because we didn't know what was going on. It's just, it's one thing if you know, okay, this is what, but it's like the fear of nobody knows what's going to happen and what's going to. But yeah, that was the week. And then I met with the kid's parent from Monday. She came and we were talking for maybe an hour. Yeah, we were talking for a while. And I'm just like, just listing up all the things he did. He did this, he did that, he did this, and whatever. And then she's just like, yeah, he's a tough cookie. And I'm like, yeah, and it's, and I circle around. It's not that he's bad. It's just, when you redirect someone, stop. Like he's quick to say, like, I don't want to hear it. Don't want to hear it. I don't care what Sally, Jane, and Sue have. I'm talking to you. One student, she accused me of, Mr. Bailey only sees when I do it. He doesn't see when so-and-so does it to me first. So now she's on my radar, and every time I see her do something, I say, the person who she hit or took their pen, I'm like, did you authorize her to take your pen? Like, no. Did you tell her to take her pen? No. I'm like, why did you take her pen? Or one time she bopped someone in the stomach. Like, why did you hit them? Did they hit you first? No. Like, do not try that shit with me. But it's all in jest. It's not like there's no. It's one thing if she like smacks her in the face, but it's kids do that kind of stuff. But don't be saying I only catch. I have kids, and oh my gosh. But I'm talking to his mom, and I'm just like, and she's like, I know he'll shut down, and I mean the fact that he's doing the same thing at home is a kind of reflection of okay. But I said also after he went home and I talked to you, he was not 100%. Well, it was a 180. He was better, so I have no issue as long as he can just do whatever. Now what he does, I'm like, can you please be quiet? And you're like, yes, sir. Don't call me sir. We were coming up from lunch, so we come out and there's the steps. And I'm walking past the students, and they're like, here comes the king. I'm like, what? Don't call me king. I'm just a teacher, trying to impart some wisdom. But yeah. But overall, that was the week or whatever. But yeah, we're talking for an hour. That's my weakness, I can't have like a 5-minute conversation with a parent. I had another meeting the other day, and we're talking for a good 45 minutes about little Susie doesn't do her work. That's why little Susie's grades are low. What do you want me to do about that? I mean, I am the teacher, but if I send the homework home and she doesn't bring it, I can't. So I'm coming up with new ways where we could do stuff in class and their grades could reflect that they didn't do shit in class. That's why. And in this capacity, I can. Why aren't you doing your work? Like I'm taking the notes with them. And I collect the notes, and then I give the notes back to them for these like mini quizzes. So if they take bad notes, they're going to get a bad grade. And then eventually I'll set them free so they'll know how to take better notes, because they never learned how to take notes. And their highlighting skills, they highlight the whole page. It's not going to help you for studying. But, I mean, yeah, it's a drastic difference from when I was teaching in Japan. I mean, I didn't deal with parents and grading and all that. And I was never, although I was a teacher, I never felt like a teacher. I felt like a, I don't know. But yeah, man, that's life. And the sun is out, and I guess it's warmer, but I don't think I'm gonna walk and talk. Sit and spit. I think I just spit when I said sit. But yeah. At the end, all right. I think last week or the week before, I said about the one guy who has the channel for Black people, the Black Experience, I believe it's called. I was saying all that in jest. My time as a J vlogger X, I don't know. I just do this to do this. That error, ERA, and the ERROR is done. Error. It's a new chapter. So it is what that is. Someone asked about where they can work with music. I don't know. It's weird. It's weird. I mean, my email is always messypro@icloud.com. It is what that is. What was the other one? I can't think of any other ones. Answer questions. But yeah, it's good, man. You really gotta. I want to end this in 6 minutes, but when I was walking down here, I was reflecting that when I was in Japan, because I was thinking about the podcast. I started doing podcasts way before other people started doing it, before it became a thing. Not to brag or anything, but because people were like, I like listening to you talk, and you should make a podcast. So I started to look into it, and it took a long time because it was way before it was a thing. So there wasn't so many things for it. But yeah. I mean, that's a whole nother story. I'm not even going to get into that. Sorry. I'm going to let that be. But I was thinking of what I want to buy next, right? And I came up with two things. I want to get a new computer. Actually, I want to get those new Apple Pro Vision things. I want to be the first to have it. I know it's a first generation. It won't last. The price will come down in like the second or third one. But I don't have that kind of disposable income. But I do want a new computer, because my computer is like, it's a Mac Pro, so it still does what it does, but I want to do more. I need that power. I need that core. But I was also thinking I want to go to Japan during the summer. I want to go back because it'll be like 3 years, I think my dad will be okay if I'm away for like 3 weeks or so. But I can't do both. Computer, Japan. Computer, Japan. Computer. So I don't know. I either need to figure out how to make more money, or I don't know. But my cousin, I think I mentioned this before, my cousin said she wanted me to be her tour guide in Japan, and she would pay for my ticket. But we haven't talked. It was like it was summertime when that conversation happened, so I could reach out to her and be like, is it still happening? There's a free ticket, then I could get my computer. I don't want to do it. A tour guide? I don't want to be a tour guide, but it's a free ticket, easy way in, and I could stay a little later or get different tickets or whatever. But so that's a pride. I don't know if it's a pride thing, because this cousin of mine, we have never talked. I think when I met her, because it was at my cousin's 4th of July party. So I haven't seen her. Oh, well, she came to the funeral. my mom's funeral. And I didn't recognize her because we haven't talked in that long. I didn't recognize her. And she's like, oh, actually it didn't hit me who she was until I was sitting there and like, who is that? And she's like, oh, that's my cousin. And yeah, so we didn't talk. And then when I saw her at the 4th of July, she's just like, oh, I got to talk to you. And then she's like, I want to go to Japan and da-da-da-da-da. And will you be our guide? And can you do it? And she's like, and then I met her husband and her son, and it was like a gift for her son. So I don't know. You tell me, should I be the tour guide for my cousin? Because I told her I know people in Japan. I'll introduce you and set you up. Like, I don't want those people. I want you, because you've been there. And the thing about Japan, nothing's really gonna happen. Japan is safe. I mean, earthquake happens, it is what it is. But the cops don't do much. They annoy you, because I don't know if they still do that. They stopped doing it to me. The last time they asked me for my ID, I was, I forget where I was, but I was somewhere where I haven't been before. The school that I taught at, they would have us go to different locations. So I was in this different location. I was looking at the map, trying to figure out where the hell the thing is. And then 2 cops come up and they're like, can I see your ID? And I'm just, really? In 2021, I guess? Or 2020? You want to see my ID? Why? Why? I got things to do. And they're like, sorry. And they walk away. And I know I'm not being a good citizen of whatever, but it's just, why are you stopping me for an ID? Illegal people do not, but it didn't happen so often. Actually, let me reverse that, or let me bring that. I did show my ID because I was in a rush and I didn't have time, because normally that would be my default. Why you want to see my ID? How come you don't want to see their ID? How about that person over there? I do all that. But on this day, I'm like, boom, boom, and they walk away very easy. Sorry, but because I didn't want the anyone from my school where I was going to see me being stopped by the cops, because then you got stopped by the cops. It's not a good look, even though I ain't doing anything. But yeah, Japan, they wouldn't have any issue. And when I left, they were like, English was all over the place. The train, they went from having some Japanese sign that never changed into English to having on the floor color-coded, like, follow the yellow brick road to this station, with little pictures of what you would see at the station. Like, it was really foreigner friendly, so they wouldn't have any issue. Plus, the younger cops, they speak English now. Like, how may I help you, sir? When I went there, like, nande, eigo wakaranai, like, they weren't very kind to a non-English speaking person, a non-Japanese speaking person. But yeah, let me know. Should I go? Should I go? Should I get the computer? Should I get the plane ticket? Should I start playing the lottery? I would get a second job, but my dad would be all like, "Oh, you got a second job?" Because I need money. I gotta buy shit. I do want to work on music stuff, but I hate the idea of selling. I talked about this last week. It's such a catch-22. My music is banging now. Not banging, but it's so much better than what it was. So the soundtrack of my life, Welcome to J-Land, SMF, 40. Those are good albums, good products, but where I'm at now, the sound is consistent. The sound is, like, when you play it in any car system, most car system, it knocks. The vocals can be heard because I know how to mix shit now. So I did 2 365s, So now I got to the point now where I did this remix. I took Jay-Z's verse and I put it to the song. And I just kind of massaged the volume, like I pitched it like it was on a record. Allow me to introduce myself. My name is H to the, and then I just copied. I got H to the H to the H to the H to the O P, and it was in the pocket. And I did it by hand. I did it manual, like some old school 2 records, making the loop go on forever. And it was like a new skill was unlocked. Like, I didn't know I could do this because it's tedious, but I did it so quickly. I did it on so my skills are so much better. My wordplay is better, but my desire to put out projects is different. I remember I would be like, oh, a year's gone, time to put out an album. I was on it every year, new album, new project. Now I can put out a project, but I guess it's the competition or just the gimmick side of it. Like I started following these 2 random guys, guys, teens, I don't know how, they're in their 20s, and they do this, like so random. And then as I'm following them, now they're like, I mean, it could have been one big marketing thing, but now they're blue check mark and they're in like a fancy looking studio backdrop talking about release projects, and in the comments like, oh yeah, can't wait. Or the 2 girls that were running, hello Christ, oh no, it's him again. And now I see that they're like, so I don't know if or the Contra, the guys who are rapping in some room, but so it seems like I don't believe it's, again, I'm not in the room with them, but it seems like some other person is orchestrating, all right, we're going to do this first, and then this is this, we're going to introduce you. It's hard for me to do all those things. If I make a project, I make a project. If I'm anyway, we're at a minute, we're at an hour. Thank you for rocking with me. And remember, this video was sponsored by Simon Scarrow Blackout, a World War in Thriller. Make sure you check it out. All right, peace.